What's going on, guys? It's Chad. I've been decently busy recently, but trying to just get everything in order and everything right before Modern Warfare 2 comes out. I didn't talk about this, but I spent such a long time talking about a bunch of Modern Warfare 2 stuff before the game even came out, and then during the beta, and then all the information we got in the beta. I was looking back at a lot of the older videos on Modern Warfare, like what was going on before Warzone ended up coming out? What were people even talking about? What was the typical talking point, and what was everybody complaining about? Recently, they ended up making calling cards that are little callbacks to like former metas in the game. I thought it would be really funny if they made a 725 calling card. I know that it's not like a Warzone thing, so I mean, I guess not, but I'm sure that there is some sort of 725 related calling card somewhere. But the 725, if you played this game on release, which I wouldn't be surprised if you didn't play the multiplayer, to be honest with you. There's a lot of people out there that just played Warzone and only Warzone, and then maybe they got the multiplayer to be able to level up weapons. I feel like most people wouldn't even bother going that far. They probably just stuck over on Warzone and that's it. But this 725 was so crazy and over the top that it was actually being compared to the strongest shotgun in Call of Duty history. Stronger than Dragon Breath shotguns, the fully automatic spraying shotgun, Spaz 12. Now we're talking about the Model 1887. This gun was so strong that it was actually being compared to the Model 1887. So I think the build that people were running around with was like this competition barrel with a hipfire barrel on it, with the choke on it. I remember that as well. Yeah, the choke made a really, really big difference. There was just, I remember there was a certain attachment that just made it absurd. It was already strong base-wise. Like if you didn't even have that many attachments on it, it was actually pretty strong as is base. And because you could fire 2 rounds off really quickly, it was actually pretty nice. Yep, that's an Obsidian 725. I made a whole video on it. I'm proud of myself. They nerfed this thing into the ground though. Now, I mean, in hardcore, it'll probably be good, but why this is relevant, people have found it in the files before, and I made like little mentions of it, but there's actually gameplay that came out recently. This happened during the beta. I'm gonna assume it's from when people were, you know, getting into the private matches and showing all of the different weapons and stuff. Yeah. Bop. Yeah, people were doing that shit in multiplayer, and everybody was playing super slow too. So once you managed to actually get past all the people camping and holding all of like the crazy lines of sights where you would get melted instantly, this is after like 15-20 seconds of complete silence, nobody firing, nobody doing shit. Oh, it was such a frustrating experience. Going back and watching those videos is like, every single time I ever go back to any old video, even from like a year ago, there's always so much that changes, just like about the game, about the background, about like shit, even like audio settings or render settings and shit. Now the thing is, since we know that they are very, very capable of literally just going back on all the progress that we have made over the years, I wouldn't be surprised if the 725 is straight up broken off rip again. I mean, with a lot of like the camo grind and stuff, if something is absurdly strong, you for sure know that I'm gonna use it while it's strong so I can make the camo challenge as easy as possible as well. There were certain people that were pissed at me before. I remember using the 725 and they're like, dude, I'm so disappointed in you. Like, dude, I gotta do it for the challenge. It was such an iconic part of like the actual multiplayer part of Modern Warfare that I feel like a lot of people would remember outside of Warzone. I feel like every single time that we bring up moments that we remember from Modern Warfare, people always mention Warzone moments and stuff. Oh my gosh. The 725 meta was exclusively a multiplayer phenomenon. You know something's wrong when the shotgun had a stranglehold not only on 6v6, but on ground war, where the maps were absolutely giant, and people were still getting mapped by this thing. I have to go back into hardcore to even make this thing have a semblance of what it used to be like. It was running rampant. Imagine this, you're a developer. You put a weapon into the game that's just wreaking havoc across the entire ecosystem of the game. Everybody's screaming at each other, memes are pouring out. You're like, yeah, I'm gonna nerf this thing, we're gonna hit the range and we're gonna hit all. They hit it, people just stopped using certain attachments and just used a different attachment, and it still made it ridiculously strong. Like there was a point where they killed the competition barrel thing, the super long range one, so then everybody ended up switching over to the sawed-off version, which then managed to actually get its range back by then putting on the tight pellet spread thing onto the end of the sawed-off. They had to nerf that thing like 3 times before it was actually reeled in and brought back in line even near the other ones. People thought the doof over in Warzone was crazy. And I will say in Warzone, definitely the doof, but the 725, I don't know if those shotgun challenges are easy off the start. I might just start out with the 725. Day 1, it's full disrespect. Make him return the game. So before anybody goes and says some stupid shit like clickbait, I mean, this 725 gameplay right here is literally, it's the same exact thing. You can go and find it on Twitter. People have posted gameplay of it. 725 might be a little less frustrating with, you know, better maps and stuff, so we'll see. It might not be that frustrating. Ultimately, people hate dying in one bullet. At this point, everybody kind of is used to being one shot on the game, so if they don't touch the TTK and everybody just gets melted anyway, I mean, fuck it. It's like you're being shot with a shotgun anyway, right?
He's in middle.
Doing call outs and they're all swapping to 725s. I'm telling you, it's still ingrained in the player base, man. Oh, I thought that was my teammate's name over my head.
Holy shit.
Hunter was already shotgunning people over on Warzone 2 and shit. If they're smart, they put this 725 at like level 70 or some shit. Get out of the way! He lives.
Get the fuck out of here. Holy shit. Jed can't play the fucking game. Jesus Christ.
I have more kills than you. Do you understand me? I'm louder than you.
It always brings the worst out in people. I'm gonna enjoy it, man. Modern Warfare 2 comes, I'm just gonna... You already... Yes!